Hey guys, it's your girl Vanessa here. Welcome back to another video. Today's video contains only two simple ingredients that are really easy to find, and it will help you to thicken your hair, add volume, and essentially keep your hair super moisturized so that it doesn't break, and essentially can help you grow long healthy hair. So if you're interested in finding out how to make this treatment slash conditioner, definitely make sure that you keep on watching and you watch till the end of the video so you don't miss out on any useful information. Now before I get into the video, I want to say a huge thank you if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, please consider clicking the subscribe button to join the family. So to begin with, we are going to need some Irish sea moss. Now this is the one that I got from Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you can find it in most health stores. Like if you're in the UK, Holland and Barrett might have this, Whole Foods online, or you can even check eBay as well. So sea moss is very rich in minerals, vitamins and antioxidants that can help to nourish the hair and scalp. It also acts as a natural conditioner that can help to soften and moisturize the hair, reducing breakage and improving its texture. So I added some water to the sea moss and I allowed it to sit for a minimum of 24 hours, guys. Let it sit in your fridge so that it can really swell up and get a bit softer in texture, because it's quite stiff once it's dry. So after it has softened, I showed you guys what the texture was like. So I transferred it to this little pot, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. Flax seeds are quite high in protein, and this will help you to thicken your hair. And if it's used on a regular basis, you'll definitely notice that your hair is getting thicker, is breaking less, and it's just essentially more manageable. So I added that, and then I popped the whole thing on the stove. I'm just going to allow it to boil until the sea moss has somewhat kind of melted. You know, it takes a long time for the sea moss to like properly melt, so you just have to be patient, and please make sure that you're there and you're checking this, because if you don't, guys, it's going to boil and pour on your stove. So you want to make sure that you check. Now notice how the whole thing has properly reduced and the liquid has thickened up as well. Now most of the sea moss at this point was almost melted, so I was kind of ready to go ahead and strain. So I'm using a regular sieve that I have at home, but you can use whatever you have, guys, that works. Now I would suggest that you strain it while it's still hot, because it makes this process a little bit easier, and please be careful so you don't get burned. But you can also allow it to cool down and sieve it later on. It's just that it's going to be more kind of like jelly like essentially. So this is what it looks like while it's still hot. So it's kind of like a slimy liquid, and then once it's completely cooled down, it turns into this kind of gel. I absolutely love this on my hair. It was so moisturizing, guys, and it felt like I had quite a lot of slip as well when I was detangling my hair with this. So it's super amazing. So next I'm going to go ahead and add in my aloe vera hair growth oil. I've got this on my website, naturalvanessa.com, but it's also showing underneath this video. If you want to check it out, please feel free to do so. But you can use any other oil. It could be olive oil, avocado oil, argan oil, or any other oil that you may have sitting around. So I added about 2 tablespoons of the aloe vera oil, mixed the whole thing, and then that's it. We're ready to use it. So I will be transferring it into this mason jar, in which I will be storing and also using on my hair. This stores in your fridge for up to a week without it going off or anything. But I can always say, somebody actually commented and said, is there anything that you make that we can't freeze? That's absolutely true. You can literally freeze anything, guys. You can freeze it and defrost it and use as in when it's needed. But this is what we end up with, and it's so good for your hair, guys. Honestly, this thing is just amazing. So stick with me. I'm going to show you guys how to use it, and also talk a little bit more about how often you can use this as well to see great results. So my hair right now does need some kind of moisturizing. I washed it, guys, and I deep conditioned it. So I will be using this to you know, just to reapply moisture and kind of seal the moisture in my hair. That kind of makes sense. You know how when you wash your hair, you deep condition, and then after you style it, like that's basically what I will be doing here. So I will be putting my hair in a protective style this time around, just because you know, honestly, my life is just so busy right now, and also with working out on a regular basis, guys, it means that my scalp is constantly wet, like constant. I sweat on my scalp. I don't know if any of you guys experience this. So obviously when that happens, when I don't have any kind of protective style on, so let's say my hair is just twisted, or I just have like a bun, like I often keep my hair, and what I find is, because my scalp is constantly wet, it gets really knotted and tangled at the bottom. So I have to literally detangle my hair at least once a week to minimize the amount of tangles that I get. Otherwise, if I leave it for the 3 weeks like I normally leave it to wash my hair, that's when I find that I have a lot more shedding, because I just get too much knots and tangles at the bottom. And I found that the only thing that helps me manage that a bit better is putting my hair in braids, not twists but braids. So I will be putting my braids back on. So I'll normally do that, and then obviously if I want to go out, I'll put on a wig or something like that. But most of the time, to be honest, I don't mind working my hair in braids, and it's absolutely fine. And that's the only thing that I find really helps me when it comes to like minimizing the, you know, the knots and the tangles at the bottom, and the excess, you know, hair shedding or loss or whatever it's called. Just because, yeah, I feel like my hair copes better in braids. Even after, you know, I've left it for like 3 weeks, it's still fine compared to like twists. So that's what I will be doing in today's video. So essentially, I parted my hair into section. You guys know I always work in sections. It's just easier for me. Like I always say, I encourage you guys to do the same, especially when your hair is long. If your hair is long, guys, and you have a lot of it, it's so important you work in sections, because trust me, you will spend ages if you're trying to do everything in bigger sections, or perhaps you're not parting your hair. So always part it. So just like you saw earlier, I applied it throughout my hair, so including the ends all the way to the roots, and essentially I used the white of comb to make sure that my hair was properly detangled, and then I went ahead and I braided it up. So I'm going to repeat this throughout the entirety of my hair until everything is completely done. Now, you can use this as a leave-in conditioner, just like I'm doing here. So I'm not going to wash this out of my hair or anything. I'm just going to leave it in up until it's time for me to wash my hair. So you can use it in that way, or you can use it as a pre-poo treatment. So one of those things that you do before you shampoo your hair, or you can use it as a deep conditioning treatment. So you can apply it to your hair and then go ahead and rinse it off with just warm water. Now, the amount of times that you use this will depend on how you're using it, guys. So if you're using it as a leave-in conditioner and you're not putting your hair in protective style just like I'm doing, you may have to reapply perhaps twice a week, or even 3 times a week, just depending on how well your hair is able to keep the moisture in. Now, one thing that I would say about this particular one is that I didn't use any kind of oil or anything, because it already had oil in it. So I just applied it to my hair just like you saw here, and then I braided it up, and then that was it. My hair felt super nice and moisturized, and also it was quite nice and shiny, which I absolutely loved. I hope that you guys will go ahead and try this out. And if you do, please let me know how you get on. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I will be trying my best to answer them as soon as I can. Obviously, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed watching, and also please subscribe if you're not already. Share with that friend, that family member you believe could benefit from the video, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.